Have you ever stopped yourself from saying what you really felt because you didn't want to seem like too much? Too emotional, too needy, too demanding, too sensitive, too honest, too complicated, too intense. Hey, friends, welcome back to Unlearning the Good Girl. And today we're talking about one of the deepest patterns that many women carry: the fear of being too much. And honestly, I think this fear shapes far more of women's lives than we realize. Because when you carry this fear, you start shrinking quietly, subtly, but constantly. You hold back what you really think. You soften your truth. You minimize your needs. You swallow your feelings. You make yourself easier to handle. And I know those things happen because I've lived them. Each one of those things. I've not said what I was thinking in a conversation for fear that somebody will think I'm dumb, that I'm too much, that why would she think that? I've softened my truth so that people wouldn't think I was so hardcore. I wouldn't ask for things so that people wouldn't think I was needy. I would swallow my feelings to make other people feel better. I would literally pack myself into a box so that I was easier to handle. But really what happened is over time, that shrinking became automatic. Not because I was inauthentic, but because my nervous system learned that being fully expressed feels risky. We don't wake up one day and decide, I'm going to make myself smaller. It happens over time. And maybe this has happened to you too. Maybe you were told that you're too emotional. Maybe somebody said being so dramatic. It's being told you're too dramatic. Maybe somebody said, why are you so sensitive? My gosh, you're so sensitive. This is how it happens. This is how we start to feel like we're too much. You might also have felt like your feelings were being dismissed. Maybe your needs were inconvenient for somebody else, and so they made you feel like they were less important. Maybe when you spoke honestly, someone withdrew, criticized you, or made you feel difficult. And honestly, we say that happens a lot, but it really only has to happen once for it to sink in that you're too much. But when it happens over and over, you learn, you adapt, and you really start to edit yourself. I remember a time in my life where I could feel exactly what I wanted to say and still stop myself. Not because I didn't know, because I was already calculating how it would land. I was already managing their emotions. I was making it comfortable for them, not for me. Who am I to say what I want to say and make them uncomfortable? That wasn't my place. Couldn't have been more wrong. Do you understand that? Do you get what that does to you as a person? It took me 48 years to get here. Man, now that I'm here, I don't care if people think I'm too much. I don't care if people think that I'm rude. I don't care if people think that I'm loud or sassy or speaking all the time about what I want and need because I'm worth it. My needs matter. I am a person of value, and so are you. And this is what I help women with all the time because this is the pattern. Kind of self-editing that we do is exhausting. If you're tired all the time, this is why. Because we're always self-editing. When you're constantly filtering yourself through what other people can handle, you stop feeling safe and being fully you. That's where we start to disconnect from ourselves. I worked with a woman once who told me, I don't even know what I really want anymore because I've spent so much time adjusting myself to everyone else. That hits hard because so many of us are living exactly like that. Not loud. We're not chaotic. We're edited. Now, people might tell us we're loud. People might say we're chaotic. But if we're not really doing those things and we're just speaking up for what we need, they're the ones that can't handle the emotions that come up for them when we ask for our truth. That's theirs to deal with. Let them deal with it. You deal with you. If you have not read Mel Robbins' books, The Let Them Theory, go get it. Read it. It's 100% truth. Let them do them. Let you do you. That's what this is about. So let's talk about the hidden cost of all of this. Let's talk about the hidden cost of being edited, letting yourself get smaller, letting yourself hide. So the cost of it is that you start to feel unseen, but people never really get to know you that way. If you never fully show up, people don't know you. If you aren't authentically you, people don't actually know who you are. And if you're living that way, oh my gosh, you're depriving the world and yourself of the person you really are, the person you're meant to become. You aren't living in full authenticity if you're shrinking. And let me say something really clearly for you. If you're ready to step back into who you are, being too much is often what you will hear because it's what honesty feels like after years of self-silencing. You're going to feel like you're too much. People might even come back and say that to you. Oh my gosh, you've never talked like that. That's a lot. You're a lot. I used to hear that all the time. You're a lot. You know what? Good. I am a lot because who I am is a lot because I'm worthy of being a lot. Those are the things. And that's the pattern, right? We need to interrupt the old pattern of shrinking and silencing ourselves. And now we get to be too much because the right people will love your too much. They will love you for who you are and what you bring to this world. The people who aren't in your corner, they don't factor in. Let them go be them. Walk them to the door and say, here, have at it. I'm going to stay here and I'm going to be me. This is what is so important. So let's talk about how to do this. The first thing you need to do is notice. That's not awareness, right? You have to get honest with yourself. Where do I make myself smaller? What feels unsafe for me to fully express? Whose comfort do I prioritize over my truth? What do I fear would happen if I fully said what I feel? Who taught me that my needs or emotions were too much? What would change if I stopped apologizing for taking up space? You don't have to answer all those. Start with one. Answer one of those for you honestly, not judgmentally, not critically. Whatever comes up, whatever you might write down around that, be in that. Sit with it. Answer it. And answer it honestly. Because this is where healing begins. And then once you've answered that one and you have sat with it for a while and you're like, okay, I'm breathing again. I'm ready to do the next one. Do another one. It might be an hour. It might be 10 days. It doesn't matter, but come back to it. That's what matters because you matter. It's the whole point. This is how you get healing. You don't get healing from being louder. You get healing from being more honest with yourself and then with others. Okay. If this episode hit home for you, don't just leave it sitting in Spotify or Apple Podcasts or on YouTube or wherever you got this. Go and download my Choose You Reflection Guide. Do the work in there. Come back to me. Let me know how it's going. You have access to me in that workbook and through email on here. So go to www.thankfulheartscoaching.com/chooseyou. It's going to help you start identifying the patterns we're uncovering in this series and what they may be costing you. And if you need more, email me. You can always reach me at thankfulheartscoaching@gmail.com. And before you go, sit with this. What if you were never too much in the first place? What if you just learned to survive in spaces that couldn't handle all of you? It's true. Okay, I'm going to see you next time.